Breaking news: thousands of state pensioners across the UK could be missing out on a staggering £5,400 from their retirement income, and it's all due to an alarming error made by HMRC. Yes, you heard that right. A government mistake in how national insurance contributions are being handled could cost individuals thousands of pounds in lost pension payments. This isn't just a minor administrative glitch. This is a significant error with long-term consequences, and if you're working or self-employed in the UK, this news could directly affect your financial future. At the heart of the issue is the way HMRC, that's Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, has been dealing with Class 2 national insurance contributions, particularly for the self-employed. These are the contributions that, over the years, build up your entitlement to the full UK state pension. Under current rules, in order to qualify for the full new state pension, which is worth around £11,973 per year, you need to have 35 qualifying years of national insurance contributions. Miss just one of those years, and you could lose out on hundreds of pounds annually, every single year for the rest of your life. Financial experts are warning that many workers, especially self-employed individuals, may have unknowingly lost these vital qualifying years because of how HMRC has processed their payments. In some cases, contributions were incorrectly refunded. In other cases, people didn't realize they had to pay Class 2 voluntarily, or they thought they were registered correctly as self-employed but weren't. The result? Gaps in their national insurance records. And those gaps could cost them dearly. Greg Moss, who runs 11.2 Financial Planning, says he's already seeing the damage this is doing to his clients. Many of them are self-employed individuals who assumed everything was in order, only to find out later that their contributions weren't being counted toward their state pension. He says some of his clients had no idea they weren't properly registered as self-employed, while others made payments that were later rejected or refunded without their knowledge. And once a payment is refunded, it doesn't count toward your pension, meaning you've essentially lost a year. Tom Selby, Public Policy Director at AJ Bell, also weighed in, emphasizing just how much even a single missed year can cost someone. If you fall short of the required 35 years by just one, your annual state pension could be reduced by around £342. And because of the triple lock system, which ensures the state pension rises each year in line with inflation, earnings, or 2.5%, whichever is highest, that shortfall compounds over time. So what may seem like a few £100s now could mean losing out on thousands over the course of a typical retirement, which could last 20 years or more. To put this into perspective, losing £342 a year over a 20-year retirement would mean missing out on nearly £7,000 in today's money. And that's assuming inflation doesn't increase, which, as we all know, is unlikely. So when experts say people could be missing out on £5,400 or more, they're not exaggerating. That figure is very real, and it's not just affecting a few isolated individuals. This could be impacting thousands of workers right across the country, and the majority don't even know it's happening. So how did we get here? Well, part of the blame lies in poor communication. According to experts like Mr. Moss, the changes around Class 2 contributions weren't well publicized when they were introduced. Many self-employed individuals didn't know they had to register differently, or that their income placed them below the threshold requiring mandatory contributions, which meant they needed to opt in voluntarily to keep their records up to date. But because this wasn't made clear, a lot of people either failed to register properly or thought they had, but missed a key step in the process. Another issue is that when contributions were made, HMRC often rejected them or refunded them without properly informing the individuals. This left people under the false impression that everything was fine, only to discover sometimes years later that those payments never made it into their national insurance record. In other words, you could think you've paid your dues, but officially, you haven't, and that could lead to serious problems when it comes time to claim your pension. And let's be honest, navigating HMRC systems isn't always easy, especially for self-employed individuals who are already juggling their own finances, tax returns, and client work. Add in vague rules, complicated registration processes, and little to no official guidance, and you've got a recipe for mass confusion. As Mr. Moss pointed out, it's extremely difficult for self-employed people to get clear, helpful information about their own NI status. And when problems do arise, resolving them can be a slow and frustrating process. In response to the growing outcry, HMRC has acknowledged the problem and issued a statement apologizing to those affected. A spokesperson said they are working hard to resolve the issue, but for many, that may not be enough. After all, we're talking about people's retirement incomes here. These are funds that individuals rely on to get by once they stop working. Any shortfall could mean a lower quality of life during retirement, less financial security, and more reliance on other sources of income or benefits. Former Pensions Minister Steve Webb, now a partner at pensions consultancy LCP, also expressed concern, stressing the importance of keeping a close eye on your national insurance record. He warned that even if you're not required to pay NI contributions, it can be extremely beneficial to make voluntary payments to ensure you're building toward your full pension. And if HMRC is refunding those payments without due cause, it could be doing real, long-term damage to people's retirement prospects. So what can you do to protect yourself? First and foremost, check your national insurance record. You can do this easily online through the government's website. Look for any gaps in your contribution history, especially if you've been self-employed in recent years. If you spot any missing years, you may be able to make voluntary contributions to fill them in, though this will usually come at a cost. But depending on your situation, that cost may be well worth it in the long run. Next, make sure you're properly registered with HMRC if you're self-employed. Don't just assume it's been done automatically. Double-check that your Class 2 NI contributions are being recorded correctly, and if you've received any refunds or notices from HMRC, don't ignore them. Follow up to find out why, and whether it's something that needs fixing. If you're unsure, consider speaking with a financial advisor or pension expert. Yes, it's an extra expense, but the guidance they provide could save you thousands down the line. They'll be able to help you understand your NI record, calculate your pension forecast, and determine whether voluntary contributions make sense for your specific case. The bottom line is this: your state pension isn't just handed to you automatically. It's something you build up over decades, and every single year of contributions counts. Missing even 1 year for any reason could mean you get less when you retire. And in this case, the reason may be an HMRC error that you weren't even aware of. This story serves as a wake-up call for workers across the UK, particularly those who are self-employed. Don't assume the system is working as it should. Take the time to check your records, ask questions, and protect your financial future. After all, you've worked hard for your pension. Don't let a government error take it away from you. That's all for today's update, and it's one that really matters. If you found this video helpful, or if you want to stay informed about more important financial updates, make sure to hit that like button and, most importantly, subscribe to my channel. I bring you the facts that affect your money, your rights, and your future. Don't miss out on the news that matters most. Join the community and stay ahead of the curve. Thanks for watching, take care of your pension, and I'll see you in the next one.